Yeah.
Right?
There have been like a couple.
Yep.
if I'm not mistaken.
H2 specifically.
H2, yeah.
Was a jungle Roger for Smart Omega. So now TNC, all cards on the table. Are we going to see an assassin from y'all? Is Rising going to do it?
I wonder. They can go higher. Because the Navarre is going to be the... Oh.
There you go, Fred.
Yeah.
All of the suspense out the door with the appraiser here.
What's that?
Okay,
Oh,
that's a
Paquito.
Paquito. I think you guys were saying, though, if it was an assassin jungler, it'd almost be a little too expensive a lineup. You know, you also really want to allow this Harith, obviously, to scale up really well, and that's kind of the answer is like, all right, well, the Barrett's is already there, so you might as well pick up the Fred and not get a little too costly with our lineup.
Yep. So what's Omega to do here? Do they put the Rizzler on Ryota? Because again, we're assuming that this is just the basic perhaps, yeah? Put the Rizzler on it?
Yeah.
Whoa. For my spear.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
I'm so sad I didn't mention this.
Okay, we got a different debut pick in. And hold up.
Remember when Benny did this?
Are we throwing back to Season 11?
Yeah.
In
the Season 11 or
in
Season
the
12?
SMX, it's 11.
11?
Wow.
That's right. In the playoffs. Put it in the gold lane. Won that game too.
Yeah.
Gold lane Mincy. A lot of dashes on the side of TNC Pro Team. And let's see. Theoretically, it's the counter to the Harith. You stop him from dashing. You stop the Paquito from dashing.
That's right.
You even stop that little dash coming out of the Fred.
It's not a little dash. It's a pretty significant
Yeah,
dash.
it's a
nice
dash.
slide.
Don't
It's
say
a
that
nice
about my
slide.
friend. Don't say that about
You best friends with Fred or something?
Yeah, you get pretty personal and defensive there when it's about Fred here.
Yeah, brother.
You don't understand. Here we go. One more look at their lineups. TNC and Smart Omega. And it's the Barangay that's looking to push the envelope of what's possible in the current metagame here in Season 13. A gold lane Minicitar in the hands of Big J.
You know what I'm sad about? When we were talking about, like right at the top of the program, in the back of my head, I was thinking, I wonder if any of these two are going to pick up a Minicitar. Because Harith has been showing up more frequently. Paquito's been coming back more. So it wasn't my gut that like, oh, maybe someone's going to bring it up. I wish I said it. But now let's see how it's going to perform in the gold lane. In the hands of Joan. We're just waiting for what the emblems will be for him. And it's Assassin. Pure attack speed. Master Assassin. Assassin emblem set. Interesting. I wonder what items he's going to build.
Little glide there.
There was no reason for him to go that far. I mean, he did get himself closer to the crab, but all right, here we go. Opening items, opening emblems.
In terms of the items, nothing too significant right now. I wonder if Okir, I believe I saw the gem there. He might actually be going, the manicure
Starting tomorrow.
starting tomorrow.
All right, here we go. Again, folks, we're just hooing and hawing, not to yuck anyone's yum. Maybe the Minicitar is going to change the game, but with the turtle spawning here, upper quarter, 5 seconds in, it looks like Smart Omega's in a better position. They have a better perimeter around it, and after this purple take from Andoryu, they should be making a beeline.
Okay, so Ryzen going to start this one up. They don't have Andoryu here just yet, but he's working on that purple. They might just go ahead and give the first one over, but they're going to hold it here for now.
They don't care.
So, still working on it. Echo's going to come down, but there's the Appraiser's Wrath. Ryzen will easily get that first objective of the game.
Ooh, and you saw Omega there actually. At some point, Andoryu was looking at the opposing orange buff and thinking, should I go invade this? But then there was something just a little bit off of the timings, and so they decided, nah, let's try to invade the purple instead. Will they get there in time? You see it in the minimap.
Yep. They almost single-handedly get shooed off by Ryzen.
Retribution used, though. I wonder if anyone got a purple buff steal.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Waiting on Andoryu.
Yeah, here in the bottom lane, though. Good decision by TNC Pro Team to now commit a rotation here and there just to help out their Harith. Hopefully they're not going to be passively just chilling there.
Nope, no grant that purple.
Yeah, Ryzen has it. Hopefully TNC does decide to help out their Harith more. And hopefully that means we get to see Omega help out their Minicitar more.
By that, you're making it seem like it's a 50-50, but is that really the case? Is it 50-50 between Minicitar and Harith?
Again, we don't have enough of a sample size
Right?
to know. Yeah.
We haven't seen the matchup play out.
Yeah.
What other than that, what else would actually work against the Harith? What's the answer to that question that's constantly ask.
Esmeralda, that's why they banned it out.
Yeah, just to steal the shields. An Esmeralda that got a good early game. An Esmeralda that got a bad early game and will have to like come back from it has a lot of difficulty.
Big J,
C-Force.
he's feeling that Zaman force indeed.
Yeah.
Just going to kind of back off here. He knows the pressure is there. Echo spotting multiple members down here, of course. But now the fight for the resources is going to start. A flicker comes in. There's the taunt. Here will get taken down in the first blood. And all this, once again, Ondoru trying to shoo them out of the jungle here. But TNC able to find some.
Yeah.
All right. Andoryu does commit the retribution, but lucky for him, it'll come off cooldown just in time for the next turtle.
Yeah. And back to basics here for TNC Pro Team. Their lineup can invade really strongly against Omega. It's a soft assassin type of jungler for OMG. So TNC can continue this. Again, early to mid game, momentum can be theirs. And Omega will just have to play defensively.
Ooh, a 1-2 punch from Heads. Checking them in the bush here, but now he's going to get eaten up, thrown into the wall by Ryota. Still looking for the kill, not able to follow up on it though. He's going to live, and now Ryota, the one in trouble, will guiding his wings out of there from Chaknu. And still going for the gear. Takes the brunt of the Appraiser's wrath and will fall again. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane as well, the 1v1 with Nomad and Big J under the turret, but won't be able to capitalize the kill there for Nomad. Oh, meanwhile, Ondoru gets shoved out of the jungle again, but he was able to get the buff.
Straight up, TNC's lineup. A sledgehammer to OMG's wall. It might seem like it's impressive, but no, TNC's lineup is just built to run through him. But wait, look, bottom lane.
I think we got an answer
Did we
now.
get an answer? Yep.
Okay, so the Harriet still wins.
Harith wins up against that in the 1v1 scenarios in the gold lane.
Yeah, just because you stop the dashes doesn't mean it hurts less.
Yeah, he'll still hurt. Another invade by TNC.
This is tough. 3K ahead at nearly the 6-minute mark here. TNC relentlessly in this jungle now, still fighting for the purple. They'll go ahead and grab it and get out of here. So right now, TNC completely controlling the momentum.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate, well, not really unfortunate, Omega decided to do this to themselves, wherein they gave TNC a lineup that can allow them to play the comfort game that they want, which is dominate and control the early to mid game. Looking at the side of Omega though, in terms of their mid to late game wave clear, it's really just the Novaria. The others have to put themselves in difficult situations.
Wow, the flicker going to be used by Ryota.
Great combo.
They're trying to get the kill, and they do get Heads. And now they're going to get themselves an objective as well. They get the tier 1 in the top lane.
Yeah, that was
A little expensive.
Yeah.
That's a lot of things thrown at one hero.
Yeah. I mean, they do get the tower, they get the trade out. And it looked really cool how Omega executed that, not gonna lie. Honestly, timing in the Death in this Welcome, the stun into the wall, Ukir's Star Shatter also landing onto him. Let's see how many more of those Omega need to do to actually take good control of this game.
Very TikTok clippable.
Yeah, it's very clippable.
All right, looking at the items, Nomad already on his feather. Already has a Starlium Scythe. Oh, wow, yeah, definitely buried in value.
Yeah.
Big J, 1,500 down.
I think even Big J had trouble getting good last hits up against that Harith. While Nomad, it was easy for him. He just kept dashing and just using the Synchro Fission to make the most of getting the max possible gold from last hits on the minions, while Jome couldn't.
Yep, tough. And I think this is most likely just going to be Turtle going in the hands and TNC again. And Doru just getting his buff, but Chaknu is going to go ahead and circling Eagle around and escape. But still, Omega just trying to find whatever they can. And Jome, though, the Spear of Glory into the King's Calling, looking for any kind of follow-up, but they're not going to find him as he drops in the mid lane. And still holding on to that mid turret, but TNC will respond to it.
Good catch, but there wasn't much of a collapse from Omega. Not enough firepower just yet, especially since they're down 3K. Mid lane turret didn't even hit much.
So now Omega will have to crawl into this. Trying to think about it, like, what are Omega trying to combo? Okay, let's say you get a lot into the King's Calling. Are you setting them up to get scratched by the Roger? Damage coming in from Ukir with an Astral Echo?
Basic attack by the big guy.
Basic attack?
It. Basic attack by the big guy, and then, I don't know, like
hope for hope.
Little DOT from Ukir. There were better approaches, I think.
Yeah, but then the sad thing is Omega 500. Oh, Jome.
Big J. You can not much you can do there.
Yes, sir.
Chaknu flying around with circling eel. Ryota on the backside.
wow.
Though. Here comes Endoru though with a like and pounce, looking for it. They're gonna find Nomad. They might want to respond here too. Ryota gonna eat him up, and the Daytona's welcome into the wall. Head's gonna be in trouble now.
Oh.
There's the pounce from Endoru.
Oh, dang.
Now chasing down Super Yoshi. They're hungry for more. Jumps in once again. They'll find the Minotaur. And Goyo has to flicker out as well.
Oh, wow.
But Chaknu once more alongside the rest. They're going to hunt them down under the turret. And Omega finds some wins there.
First big win for the Barangay in Game 1. They do close the gap. Now they're just down 1,000, 2,000 gold, and they get their first win. A trade still, but now they're keeping it up.
Eternal Guard going to be dropped down into the Appraiser's Wrath, and Ryzen will swoop on out of there. But Smart Omega whittling down that gold lead that TNC held on for so long.
Damn, never say die. That's the Omega attitude, and so far we're seeing, again, typical TNC things. At some point you slip, but you can't fault for them continuing that sequence up top because it looked really bad for Omega. Just unfortunate Nomad ended up in no man's land. Now he already has a Bloodwing, so it should help him out in terms of the tankiness. So TNC Pro Team, yes, they sort of slipped their big lead, but they still have a chance to continue being aggressive.
Whoa, crashing down in the mid lane. Eternal Guard, Zaman Force, everything being dropped. Ryota's the one to fall.
Like
now
that.
still fighting it out under the tier 1. They're going to deal with the Eternal Guard. They're going to clear that out. But TNC, they want to fight it on. Omega is going to jump in. Jome looking for Goyo. Can't find him, though. Guiding Wings out. They only lost Ryota, but now TNC will start up the Lord.
Here we go. TNC showing exactly OMG that even if they have very little range, it's lethal range. Another pull!
Spear of Glory going to be dropped down. Again, the Zaman Force is there and available for Nomad. Forcing Chaknu back. They're quite low here. TNC does have some healing available to them, though.
Yeah.
But Smart Omega, they don't want to give them this Lord.
Yeah, they can actually just show themselves and actually now take control here with their Barretts back. With, as you mentioned, nicely, the members of TNC low. Yeah, Omega can just poise themselves here to contest this properly.
Nope, doesn't matter. Yoshi's healing them up. They're fine. They're going to continue. This dance isn't as simple as it looks. Smart Omega, we're yet to see them still make the most of what combo they have.
Yeah.
They have great engage range. They can catch you with a recall, an echo. They can catch you with the hook, the Spear of Glory. They can even do the special Detona's Welcome delivery.
Yeah.
But I think with all of those options, TNC is all the wiser. TNC just knows that they got to lean hard into one of them.
Okay, that's tough. And Dory doesn't have that orange, so looks like Heads took that now. Super Yoshi going to be the focus down. Zaman Force going to be dropped down, forcing them back once again. And with Heads having that orange buff stolen from Endoru, still being a menace in that mid lane right now. TNC will go ahead and start things up. You can see the placement on Big J. Jome waiting there to possibly do something about Heads here. He's a menace against Enduro. Can't even get in. Drops the King's Calling. There's the hook. Heads though. Gets the shield. Still going to be fine. The response though. Nomad dropping down, and Chaknu had to get out of there. Still now once again, the Lord going to be worked on by TNC.
He's skedaddled out of there. And again, Smart Omega committed so much, and yet they're going to lose the Lord here. Lord at half health. The dance continues.
If they somehow get this, miraculous is all I could say.
Ryzen quite low. Zaman Force going to be dropped once again. They get the flicker out. Still fighting for it. Lycan pounce in. Antonio next to the Lord, but Chaknu going to be taken out. Ryota looks like he's going to be next. Eats up him, but throws him out, but won't be able to get away because Ryzen shows up. They slow him down, and Ryota will fall. TNC again making their way down the mid. Finds a win, and it's Smart Omega on the defense.
Great handling there by TNC. There were so many attempts of Omega to just break the formation and break the composure of TNC Pro Team. But TNC acknowledged one simple fact. Omega doesn't have the damage that they need right now. The combination that they're looking for, yes, it counters, but it doesn't really take down anyone on the side of TNC Pro Team. So they just said, all right, we have a Minotaur, we can just heal through things. We have heroes that can generate shield for themselves. They can also heal somewhat. So TNC just didn't lose their cool and didn't lose their position. Great decisions by TNC Pro Team to reset at the right time and to fight at the right time.
And now they're facing down a full-on siege. All waves pushed in. TNC synchronized them well. Lord crashing up top. Omega's getting penetrated here.
Top turret gonna fall. Now Heads making his way there on putting the pressure on the bottom side as well, but Omega will deal with the Lord. One of the first ones of the game, so quickly goes down. They hold on to the 2 turrets.
It's about 2 minutes until the next Lord comes up. And Heads here gets a retreat, slowed.
Okay, yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
There was a response there. TNC was ready to rotate down as well, but again, they having this big lead, and we've seen TNC in this position before, previous weeks ahead of us, and we've seen it slip out of their hands. So hopefully this time around, with this kind of lead and the way things have been going, the course of this game, they should be able to cap out this game here. And even if they wait for the Lord for this next over a minute on that, they just have to make sure they somehow doesn't get surprise attacked. Now, the biggest surprise attack from Omega, honestly, over here, it's probably going to be the Spear of Glory. But Big J, he hasn't been able to land many of those just yet.
And at the same time, the lineup here of TNC Pro Team, they have a lot of tankiness and sustain. They're building up Oracle, so that means they even get more healing received, more shields generated for themselves. So Omega, since the brunt of their magic damage comes from a Novaria, let's go back in time. MSC last year, 2023. What became a surprise response to a Novaria is, if it's possible, draft a Uranus, because he can just heal back the damage being dealt by a Novaria, who at that time was just melting down EXP laners and frontliners.
There's the flicker play in. Super Yoshi wants more. Summon Force already dropped 2. Eternal Guard gonna find 2, knocks them up.
Lord.
Big J already down. Andoru on the run. Ryzen trying to cut them off on the front side. The Echo's gonna drop as well. Now TNC still making the way. Ryota gonna go in with the Daytona's welcome. Has to flicker out defensively. But Omega, they lose Jome. Now Lord up for TNC.
I just want to say, Super Yoshi, great decision to use a Despair Stomp to block the path of the Detonus Welcome onto Ryzen. Because if he didn't block that path, he would have been brought back under the turret of Omega and got stunned. But since Super Yoshi blocked it, Ryzen was safe and he was able to get away.
And now back at the Lord, blitzing it. No way Smart Omega can even think of contesting. Huge Astral Echo, though, spots them just to say, hey, they're going to secure either way. So far, Smart Omega, the story of their lineup, the story of this Minzitar-led output. What it's solving is a problem that doesn't exist. It's not like OMG need to engage. It's not like OMG are stopping TNC's mobility. TNC is a full-on dive comp.
Yeah.
I don't know what the plan is for Omega now going into the late game.
Yeah, and the unfortunate thing also is, remember there was a time when we saw that Kagura became a response to the Minzitar? With the Minzitar here, the King's Calling is like, hey, put your Minoan Fury here. Hey, put your Eternal Guard here. It's like you're telling TNC Pro Team, use your abilities here because that's where we want to fight.
Yeah, even Ryzen's Fredrin doesn't mind. Like, he can dash into it and still make the most of it.
Yeah, put your Appraiser's Wrath here.
Well, right now, target or not, Omega's going to have to defend. Chaknu taking a trip down with the Circling Eagle. Lord's going to be worked on, though. There's a Minoan Fury from Super Yoshi's going to get eaten up by Ryota, thrown into the base. He will fall, but the turret in the mid lane will be taken out by TNC. And it looks like that's all they're going to get from that Lord push in.
Yoshi paid the price for them to be able to push in mid. I'm pretty sure there was a world where he didn't have to lean hard onto it. And again, this is explained by the fact that he did not use his flicker. So he wasn't hard on looking for an engage. With that said, both the teams are going to have to wait for this third Lord of this game. 17 minutes in, it's going to be an evolved Lord. Could be the last if Omega don't pull something out of this anytime soon.
Despite everything, it's only a 5,000 gold difference. I mean, TNC still has an advantage here, but it's not that much. Honestly,
yeah.
Omega, they have hope again, but just how do they layer everything together and make this lineup work with each other's the biggest question. You can appreciate how they're pushing out, though. They're not just staying in base. They know that since the gold lead isn't that crazy at this point in the game, they can fight it out. And remember, we are in Omega time now. It's Omega timers. The old idea of 18 minutes and Omega already.
Nice job getting that Spear of Glory landed. They get the flicker out of it from Goyo. So again, that might help them leading into these next Lord Dance. Less than a minute away.
All right, the lack of burst from Omega allowed for Goyo to survive. And I'm pretty sure that flicker was more than worth his life. I'm thinking that's another issue that Omega have to deal with. What if they get the perfect pull combo? What if they do get the Detona's Welcome? It's still not a perfect collapse. it's still a fight that they have to work hard for.
Yep. The Astral Echoes would be big. If they can get an Astral Echo onto 4 and 5, that gives Andoryu actually a good chance to be able to deal a lot of damage. Oh, they got to run!
Oh no, they're going to get sandwiched in. Circling Eagle going to be used as well. Joe might walk his way back for this fight. He's looking for his own. He's going to find it on multiple members. This might be the time for Smart Omega to collapse down. Daytona's welcome going to be used as well. Ryzen, though, scoots on out. And Dioru is going to deal with Super Yoshi, trying to keep him down. It's a triple now. Heads was in the mid lane pushing, but Chaknu's not going to let him. Cuts him off. Has the shields, though. Will be fine. 4 down for TNC. And Doru finds the Maniac. And Heads is the only one alive. Lord is up here. What does Smart Omega do?
Suddenly, the Barangay have come alive. Oh, Chaknu, close call. Almost got knocked out. Heads, the only one left. Look at this. They're not even going for the Lord. I think they're saying we can't penetrate. It is endable, but they double take and go for the Lord.
What the heck? Welcome to another classic Omega game. Another classic TNC game as well. It's even now. Somehow Omega with a sandwich play, a bait play at that, forcing Super Yoshi to flicker check into that shrub because he saw that, I believe Andoryu and Chaknu were there, but they were able to get away. Chaknu even used the circling eagle to avoid getting controlled by the Minoan Fury. He'll fly out, and then Jom, you see from the shrub behind them coming in with a big 3-man. Make it 4 Kings calling to set everyone up. Astral Echo as well means a little bit more splash damage coming in from Andoryu's Lycan Pounce and basic attacks. Wow!
Something tells me the information was delayed. Andoryu was clearly out of the bush, and it was just Chaknu. At that point, not at all was that big flicker Minoan Fury worth it.
Yeah.
That was so expensive, and they paid the price. They paid the iron price all of their lives.
The iron price, yeah.
It looked like Super Yoshi was thinking, oh, they're probably both still in here.
Yeah, maybe if it was both of them, yeah, worth it. But they did not expect Joan to respond so quickly as well.
So now it's Omega knocking on the door of TNC's base.
Oh, they're in, they're
They
in.
keep him in. Ryota going to go in with the Daytona's welcome. Can they fight this without Joan, though? Super Yoshi going to jump in with the Minoan Fury. Nomad will get the kill. And there's another Immortality going to be popped. Ryota flickers out. He's running on the small dino legs and flies away as well.
Amazing punish from TNC. They knew that Big J wasn't around. They knew that they had to fix the long lane. All the waves crashing in. So with that, again, 50-50. Balls in anybody's court now.
It feels like that. Yeah, definitely. Again, at this point, it's even now. Items, though, here.
The angle of Heads' entry from the left wing also really helped out. Now we're all even. Everyone has the items that they need. It's a Thunderbelt, though, interestingly enough. For that Roger, not building into an immortality as most Rogers would at this point in the game.
And Doru's going to be up in a couple seconds. TNC doesn't want to wait for it. They work on the turret. All base turrets down now. Ukir has to flicker out, but he can't escape from Nomad. And Doru comes up, though. Jumps on into the fight, but Heads has a different idea. Working on the base. He's not going to be able to get it. Takes a couple shots.
Minions.
They're still working on it. Turrets are all down. But Smart Omega keeps it together for now. Ukir won't be up for another 30 seconds. They clear the waves.
That was close. That was close. Smart Omega, no, they know their priorities. And the flicker in!
Heads could be in trouble now. Andoru there with Chaknu. Has a bunch of shields and the immortality and will not be able to be taken down.
Man, the Pakido generates so much shields, but look, they're still fighting. They're still scrapping.
Oh,
this is what we wanted to see.
Ryzen!
They're going to get cut off here. Ryzen, though, will go down to Ryota. And now everybody is everywhere. Andoru on Heads goes in, but he doesn't have enough shields. Zamin Force, whoa, taking a trip around the rocks. Andoru will be fine, and now the Lord is up once again.
Okay, good time to reset. Again, the fact that Ryzen is out for the next 40 seconds means Omega needs to do 2 things. Number 1, clear the minions, and then 2, make a beeline for the Lord. Andoryu is here. His retribution is going to come off in 10. I think Omega can blitz this.
Let's see if they can.
Oh, they find Heads. Winter Troncha going to be used as well. There's the Zamin Force. Jones going to be alive. Picks up the immortality himself. Ryota and the rest of the team here. Lord's going to be ignored for now.
He left the Lord.
Ukir, though, takes a couple of shots.
Oh my God!
Will go in and get the kill, though. It's scrappy. It's dirty. But that's what we want to see here.
World Star!
World Star!
All right.
That's straight up messy, bro. Omega gave up the Lord to take Nomad down.
I mean, it's 1 for 1. 50 seconds apiece, right? Nomad and Ukir out of the equation, and neither team have a clear line at the Lord. So now we go to dance. We gotta dance.
Yeah, okay, but both jugglers are up. Let's see. Astral Echo, I feel like, is one of the biggest tools for Omega's team fighting capabilities. It's very important to them. And you gotta watch out for Heads' split push play. He has a Sea Halberd on him, if I'm not mistaken, so that's a respectable amount of attack speed and physical damage being dished out by that Paquito to go for a split push backdoor end.
Which makes it so tricky because who do you send
Yeah.
to man-to-man defense against Heads, right?
Yeah.
So far, Omega, for the past 2 or 3 attempts, it was Big J. But it's very clear they need Big J.
Yeah.
They need him in the fight.
They need him. Either, again, you know, you're kind of wondering exactly how do you execute that King's Calling, where's the best use of it. And honestly, like we saw minutes ago, it's on a surprise factor. It's not like the big target of, okay, fight us here. They kind of have to catch him out as a surprise. So we'll see how they play around it. But Omega, having a small lead for them, of course, they're just going to be juggling items around at this point as well. So now they get geared up for a possible Lord dance. But right now, we're at a stalemate, ladies and gentlemen.
Good management of the minion waves here by INC Pro team. So Joe's gonna have to show himself at tap. Something that he hasn't been doing a lot of this game. Like, yes, we know he's like a good going laner. He's not a traditional marksman, but this has been a low-key Mincetar. Because a lot of the damage being dished out by Omega is coming from that Roger, from that Novaria.
Hell, even the Barats.
Yeah, even the Barat. So Jome is sort of playing a more reserved type of game here. He's really just, all right, I'll clean up the minion waves. I'll show up if needed. Oh, that's big!
Flicker going to be used. They want Goyo here. Winter Trancha going to be used. Into the King's Calling. Eternal Guard going to be dropped as well.
Wow.
Has the immortality, and here's the answer from the backside. Goyo's finally going to fall. And now they have to deal with Nomad. Bobby the Weaver with his Almond Force. Chaknu could be in trouble. Has the immortality. Jome taken down. Ryzen's immortality going to be popped. And Nonu gets cut off as well. TNC answers back. They only lost Goyo. But man, did it cost Smart Omega.
Demon in reverse walking in with a clothesline from hell. Welcoming Andoryu. Andoryu could have sworn he was going to get away. Like, oh no, there was a Harith there.
Surprise! Hey, at least Omega got 2 kills. The Vexana and the Eternal Guard.
Well, right now, TNC looking to cap out the game here. No one. Smart Omega down 2 members.
Oh no.
Are they going to be able to clear this out?
They got
Yoda
huge waves from bottom and mid.
trying to deal with it here. The 1-2 punch coming out from Heads. Clearing it down. Echo going to be dropped. Appraiser's Wrath going to be used as well. Chaknu trying to keep the lane there, but the Dominant Force is just too much. And now the base is going to be worked on as TNC takes game 1.
Losing grip mid to late and eventually clawing their way back into a winning position. TNC taking the first game in this best of 3. Amazing work.
That went for almost 25